so that I will have a record of our family history for future generations. I hope this will help to better understand their lives and our past history.
There you go.
Well, what you want to know?
All right, where did you first grow up at?
Grow up?
Yeah.
In Poland.
Well, in Poland,
In what town?
Przeworsk.
And how many brothers did you have?
We all together was 6 brothers. And I just left 2 now.
Yeah.
Me and youngest brother in Poland.
What was your childhood like?
Huh?
What was your childhood like when you were growing up?
Growing up,
Yeah.
well, there was stuff. Which way I started growing. My mother died, I don't know, I was maybe 10 years old or maybe 12, I don't remember exactly. So I was raised by stranger people. You know how that is. And go to school. I never finished that school which way I supposed to finish it because I have to work. You raise, somebody feeds you on everything, so I put you to work. I was too young to work what I was doing. But when I graduated, I grew up, and then I went in town between the business people, butchering business. So, and then I lived pretty good. Then I eat a lot of sausage, Polish sausage. And I went in a smokehouse, some sausage crack, I eat it, and I drink a little bit of vodka. So it was pretty good. Now, so I was doing good business. I buy 1 hog, I make like $20. Just buy it, one. You know, and we was doing pretty good. But
Not dollars.
after, well, it was zloty, Polish money, you know. But for instance, while I take college, it was like it'd be here, $20.
Yeah.
So, well, after that, I have to go to the army when I grew up. I was 21, or I even not remember. I went a little bit too early in the army. So I should be like this year, while they're making a recruit, you go through the doctor, officer's doctor, and stuff like that. And then, well, in the falls, you go in the army, in the falls. See, so I was not very far from Manhattan, or something like that, west. There was called Ten Folk Shooting Cavalry. So I went through that. I went through the maneuver. I went maneuver way east to close to the Russian border. We went from over there. We went through her village too. You know that time.
Your grandma's village?
Yeah. We went way east, going way east. And we went, well, in a big city, not used to town because nobody gonna know that city. Now they say on the Ukraine is that big city. They call them Lvov. They call them. Well, that's was a relation of Vasil Zazula's relation over there in that city. There is big city. Now we went way close to Russian border. And I forgot the name, what's the name that. And then from over there, well, we do all kind of things. I was lead platoon, I was lead squadron,
Shortcut maybe, huh?
I was lead squadron, you know. And then, well, I was doing anything good. Everything I doing all right, see. And then every evening we get together, a squadron or maybe more, you know, company, you know, and read in a book what we did, what we gonna do. And they say the prayer. In the army, gets say the prayer, certain prayer, you know. And then the officers read the big book. And he says, Cubis, is this your przeznaczenie? I mean, Cubis, you sign, go to Warsaw to the military school. I mean, officer school. You know. That's where they send me. I didn't know where's Warsaw. I've never been before in Warsaw. I never go at least for 2 or 3 days. And my brother and other friends, they told me, you know what you're doing? You're making dessert. And then you're going to get in a martial court martial.
Yeah.
And so I thinking about it. And then I went over there. I went on the East Depot, Railroad Depot, and I went on the streetcar, and I told them what place I want to stop and get off. And then I went over there and I hit the hills, and I report because I delayed because I was sick. But I was lying. That was not true.
Yeah.
I was sick, and that's why I was delayed them 2 or 3 days, And so, well, I went through the school on, it was tough. Was worst everything, they give you different papers on training, or give you different all kind of things. You never saw that before. And well, I passed the recruit and everything I doing okay, and now I started again from really once, And then you have to early morning get up on they call them different, well, like the army yard, the ducks walking. You know what is ducks walking? No. You duck down like that, just with the shirts, or naked over here or nothing on, and you duck like that, and you marching, all kind of things. That's the school.
Yeah.
And I was sick at least for 3 weeks in the local Lily Hospital, because I taken 2 hearties every day.
I knew you should skip walks now.
Well,
Just
and then the guy take me, my breast pull out like that, and sticking a big needle on my skin, just crack. I feel it, and I went out. And I stay at least 2 or 3 weeks. I stay in and after, because I come so far. So the officer talked to me. I see he moved the lips, but I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
See, I went that far. I taken too hard, to my mind what I have to do. And I went through that. I graduated. I became an officer over there. And well, so. For that good thing, I released myself, right before the war. War started in 1939, in September. I don't remember the day anymore, but that's where they started. So we went, our army went on the front, on the east front.
Were you with them, or?
Yes. And then what to do? We didn't know. The Russia coming from the east, German coming from the west. We in the center. We was thought that Russia coming to help against the German help with us. On the second, our biggest army, Russia taken. On the next army, rest of the army, everything fell apart. I just taken my uniform, I throw away. I asked by civilian people and put a civilian uniform. I mean clothes, because I don't want to show that, on the shoulder.
Right, you were a soldier.
Yes. So I sat on the field. Everything was apart. We didn't know that German and Russia making nuclear. What's it called? Not nuclear, what I'm talking about, neutrons, and
Treaty?
Yeah, association, they're both, to fight each other,
Right.
And they're talking about they're taking apart Poland. Russia taking half, the Polish Ukrainians on Poland, and German take the West, So I fought in the Russian hand.
So were you fighting against the Russians?
No, there was no order to shoot against the Russian because we didn't know.
Yeah.
See, we was thought the Russian coming to help, for us against the German, but they didn't.
No.
They're making a neutrality pact. You know, no, they're not gonna fight.
Yeah.
But Hitler was really smart, you know, which way he was doing. He was really doing good, you know. Of course, Polish was suffered. I was a little bit different when I went in Germany. But after all, I sit on the plow land. I sit there on that two soldiers, a Russian soldier coming behind. I did not see, I never heard it. And I says, get up, like that. And then, well, I get up, you know. On a shot and the shells, you know, in the chamber, in the rifle, you know, put it right against the man's back. Now, what you thinking about that?
Yeah.
You know, and I just look to the sky, or the God's gonna see me where I gonna fell down.
Somebody called it
But
on it again for
at the same time, how lucky I was. The Russian officers coming on the cellar horse. Oh, and he coming here and he asked what's going on here. Good thing I spoke Russian language, you know. And so them two guys, the officer questioned them, what you guys do here and so forth. And them son of a bitch, they got them lying to him. They says I was behind the bushes, I ran from behind the bushes, I'm the spy, you know, and talking like that to the officers. They're lying every day.
Yeah.
And then I asked him for permission by the officers, or I can say something. He says, go ahead and say something, what you want to say, you see. Well, I says, I never run from behind the bushes. I was over there on the field. I says, please, if you want to see, there's a man track on the plow field. I said, that's where they picked me up. I was not a spy. It's just a signal here. And he asked me for the passport, you know, for my document, Polish document. Well, we have a little passport, army, you know, passport. So I show him, he see the Polish stamps and so far. And he really gave a hell to them couple of guys. I was thought the blood gonna shoot out of them cheeks because they didn't know I understand Russian language.
Yeah.
And so he casting them out, you know, on go where you're supposed to go on this and that. And he says, well, somebody gonna pick you up here. And so they picked me up. So I spent 1.5 years in the Russian hand. But in the midnight, there was not. We caught big timber in a big forest. We was just a little bad bread for lunch, bad like that. And the rye was just broken on half. You hardly can hold it together. You was lucky if you can find piece of paper so you can rip it around.
Bobby, that's okay.
Put it in a pocket, you know. So we 4 guys on a cross saw, we cut the timber. 4 guys, 2 guys on one end, 2 guys on the other end. No water, no lunch. That's piece of bread. If you was lucky, you find a piece of newspaper. You carry all day in a pocket like that. Was shiny frost out of the bread. So we heat it to the fire. We was allowed to make a fire, you know, because a lot of snow. The snow is about the knee, you know.
And this is why you were working for the Russians?
Yes,
Where were you working at?
in the forest.
I mean, in Poland or?
No, in Russia, on the Russian land. Well, there was maybe, which way the Russian taken all the Balkan country. So I really not know. I think there was still Russian land, you know. Because the Balkan country, see, there's Latvia, Estonia, and, well, Lithuania is a Balkan country, see. So we really didn't know where the hell we are. But I still think there was, I heard that the name was Minsk or something like that. So that's Russian land,
Yeah.
you know. Also, that's the way we work now. And I jump out of the windows midnight after 1.5 years. So I run on walking, a lot of forest, very dangerous, lonely. The forest just like that. You don't know where's the road because the snow is so deep. Only way you can recognize, find out where's the road, where the trees was open. You know, the trees was open, straight like that. Well, you can figure, oh, that should be the road, you know. But my imagination was seems like somebody run. The only horse riding that can go on it, that police, you know, army police, because there was no machinery can go through, or they can open the road. Some that people go on a big sleigh, you know, with the horses. They just go like a teeter totter, you know, go like that. And so, well, I finally find out. Well, by the end, I bought a bike. And there was one farmer. I was in Latvian country. I know that, you know. I have a map, you know. And so I bought one bike because I was too tired to walk.
Yeah.
And so I have to go headed west to Riga. That's where I have on a map. That's where the highway go to Riga. And I think, well, if I make it to Riga, I'm gonna do something. But I was still on the north side. You know, there's by Riga there's 4 or 5 bridges. There's a pontoon for people walking, you know, pontoon bridge. And there's a streetcar bridge. And there's horses walking a bridge on the railroad bridge. See, so how my plan is to do to the south, go to the south. That's my plan that was. See, how I gonna do that? I'm on the north side. Oh, there's a huge, 2 big river coming from Russia. One called Yaugava, another one Daugava. In winter time, the river was froze, really heavy ice, you know. So I went through the river. Nobody catch me that time. I was dressed civilian, you know. I have a heavy warm coat and everything. And so I walked through the ice to the island. There was just only one guy, was, you know, over there. And he had 2 horses on 6 or 4 or something like that, milk cow. And I helped him clean manure on, well, he gave me to eat something. He had an old mother too, you know. She was really old. But she cooked for, she cooked, he catch the fishes, a really heavy catch on a big river. There was a lot of fishes, you know. And she cooked with a hat with the ice, and the ice popped out like that. I couldn't eat that fishes. So I stayed over winter with that guy, you know. By the end, somebody spotted me over there. Somebody find out, you know, the ice was heavy. You can walk through, you know. So when he coming back, they call him, just like to the, well, like for the county office or city office or something like that.
City hall.
Yeah, he went over there and they asked him, say, you have somebody on your place. Who is he? He not say who I am. But, well, he lying, you know, he says some friends or something like that. When he coming back, he says, Walter, hurry up, I have to tell you, but you better put it, horses, you know, dress them horses on, he haven't take me with a sled or with a wagon, you know, take me to his boat. He have a boat. He not having cable or anything to cross a huge, big, wide river. He just, with a paddle, you know, go. He knows how to operate it. When he come across, he shook the hand with me. He put a tears, and I put a tears on my eyes. He shook the hand with me, and he said, well, now, Walt, you are on now. Where I'm gonna go? You know, it's, well, I was still on the north side, the big river, on the north side of Riga. Riga is a capital city to the Latvian country, you know. And so now where I'm gonna go? Well, I have to go, I'm gonna go to the city, to the Riga. And I said, somehow I'm gonna sneak in through, you know, be to the south. All right, I crossed under the bridge, you know, because there was Russian guard still on top, on the bridge, still walking forward and back, you know. And I, under the bridge, I crossed and watch with the eye. how about if you fell down? I said, Dvina, the big river from Russia coming to the Dvina. Dvina is connected with the Baltic Sea, right in the city on the west, you know. And then, well, what I have to do, only chance I have. So I was scared so the Russian not get me again, you know, the communists, because there was still Russian there, you know. But I crossing, when daylight starts, well, I have to walk out on the lights, you know, daylights, break daylights. And then, so what I'm gonna do now? Well, I look around, which one direction to go. And then they got me again.
The Russians did?
Yeah, the communists did. They hold me on. They hold me, they put me in some barracks. Just a single board. No blanket, no pillow, no nothing, no glass or little glass of water, no piece of bread, nothing. 3 days and 3 nights. Now, third day, in the night, I was walking, do like that, with my legs on, so I not want to get stiff.
Keep warm.
Keep warm. No blanket, no pillow, there's a board for the head. You can't fall to sleep because you're cold. And third day, the NKVD coming, the Russian NKVD, they say like the secret police or army police, you know. They come and they question me. Well, from I coming, and what I'm doing over here, who I am, and this and that. Well, I says to one of them, I says, well, I'm the army man, and this. They asked me question, which one army, where I was. I said, I don't remember. So, well, they left. There was 2 or 3 guys went through. The next day, they sent a nice lady with a uniform. They were start, well, they sent a nice lady, so I'm gonna spill it everything to know what I'm doing, who I am. What they was start for me, you know. When I learned German language. When I was from the army military school from Warsaw, we went group before the war. We went group to Germany. You know, look the firearm and stuff like that that take us here and there, you know. We was in Jüterbog 1, Jüterbog 2, Jüterbog on, Brandenburg. We went on Lutzenwalde, we went to a few them towns. They was treated us so nice. They was usually take us with a uniform like a pilot, the lampas pants, you know, blue uniform. They take us to dance, to the bar shop. Oh, that was fun. They buy us drink, and there was girls to dance, you know. Oh, there was, I want to call us meine liebe polnische comrades, you know. Meine liebe moja kochano. You understand Polish? Well, like it be you love some girl, you know. That's
Dear, always dear.
Dear
Friend.
friends.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that was really nice. Now, so everything was all right. It was so nice. You should see that country before the war, how beautiful it was. People having job, good wages and everything. They hired German hired people from Italy, from Spain, and all kind of people was working over there because the most of my own people that was in the factory, build a firearm and all kind of, you know, prepared for the war. Nobody knows. Our officers was work to them. There was Jews not know anything. Put it when against the German tanks, put it big squadron, you know, against the tank on the horses.
Yeah.
How stupid they was. Now, so many things I was against that. You know, what way we was doing, what way we training and stuff like that. But you can't say nothing because it's somebody above you, you know. And you can't say nothing, but they were so stupid, you know. You know, training in army should be there, which way you cover yourself. In case, which way, when an enemy take you, which way behave yourself. On this stuff like that, that's the kind of should be training. Or especially during the war, which way you should cover yourself. That's the way it was training, you know. On, so, but which way they was training, I know they was stupid, you know. I understand a lot of things, many things I was mad, you know, because I trained in main outfit, you know. And then, so that's the way it was. And then, when the German come in, I was in Latvia, a long way from the Russian. And after 30 days, they released me. You know, I was weak. I can't walk.
What happened when that lady was interrogating you? Anything?
No, no. I just keep same line what I talk to them guys. You know, keep same line. You cannot be crooked, you know, say something different because they can get you.
Yeah.
You know, you have to keep same line. And then after 3 days, they released me. After 3 nights, I was really weak. No glass of water by 3 days. No piece of bread. No anything. No blanket. No pillow. Oh my God, how I suffer. And then when I walk, I hit it south. You know, then because I was on the south side. Riga is a big city. It's a really big city. It's split with the river Zvina, connected with the Baltic Sea. I was on the Baltic Sea too, but we get the news, German news, we get them. So as anybody is on the Baltic Sea, they better move out of there because the German Snurkens submarine is all over. So they can shoot the torpedo and put us down. So we landed on the south, and that's what happened. So we was go apart. We planned to go to Switzerland. See, we couldn't make it on the Baltic Sea, but now which way they said, we have to move out of there. You know. Oh, now when the German come into Latvia to the Balkan country, there was in the June. Well, one German bomber get shot, really crippled, you know, above the Riga. They come and bomb the Russia.
Yeah.
See, when I was in the forest, most of the time I spend it in the forest. Sometimes I sleep in the forest too, because with the farmers I help work, you know, clean the manure, feed the animals and stuff like that. Early in the morning and later in the evening, when they give me breakfast, something to eat, they don't have very much by themselves because the Russians take everything, you know. And I went to the forest. I see everything what the German was. Well, German what I not see very much. But I saw a lot of what the Russian was doing. They take the Latvian people, educated people first. After they take everybody, they push that train on a side track, you know, and put a freight train, cattle car, most of them cattle car. On the loaded, women, girls, little child, little kids, loaded all together, stick so much so they hardly can turn around. And when I want to go to bathroom, the men, bunch of men, well, they come with a nice hole in the floor. So and the men cover men and the woman cover woman. That's the way they went. Day or night, day or night. Where the people went.
They shipped them out.
Ship them to some place and shut them. When they bring the, after the, like for instance, there was one lady, big farm. It was kind of, sometime the country was occupied by German. There was German colony, you know. So there was beautiful, clean, everything. They having 2 pair Arabian horses to work, you know, and they having the Holstein Kalmar milk cow, you know. There was sell on the market milk, or you know, or go to the creamery, you know. It was a beautiful place. There was about 4 o'clock. I couldn't sleep any longer. I get up in the forest and I walk, you know. You have to walk, keep yourself moving, you know. And I went close over there in the forest, and I see a truck, Russian truck. There was 3 or 4 guys with a bayonet on a rifle, you know, on the backing up over there, unload them. I see from far away the tears run, they cry and they shake like that, the tear run on their cheeks, you know, where they're gonna go, not allowed to take anything. Used to maybe a little bit in the hand what I saw, the tears, maybe a breath or something like that. Left everything. And you know what happened? After 2 or 3 weeks, a kind of Russian family take that place. They're coming into everything. See, that's the Russian. Stalin was doing that. See, it was by the Stalin.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, one thing I was not like it. You know, which way the German done it, they're taking 180 Jew from Riga, you know, and chase them over there on the south, you know, on hollow on them, on the shoot in the air rifle, and make them really run faster and faster run, you know. It was 180 or 85, you know. Or, well, I was not like that, what the German was doing, but I couldn't say anything, you know. And so they put them in a row, the cat digging the trench first, you know, put the dirt on this end, you know, dig the trench, and I put them in a row, and open 3 machine guns, put them down.
You saw the Germans do this to the Jews?
Yeah, the sure German done it. There was column Arbeitsdienst. On German language, they have a yellow uniform special. What they was doing, they're cleaning behind the army. When the army go forward, they go behind to clean and bury the dead or stuff like that. They call them Arbeitsdienst of the company. See, so I went and look over there. The blood coming through the door. They still move. And, well, I couldn't say anything. You cover, you try to save yourself, stay alive.
Yeah.
But I was not like that. I not say to the German, you know, in that June, what happened when the bomber get shot, you know, when I was in the forest. Now like over here to the left, big timber, huge heavy timber, you know. Oh, and here was a young forest. Sometimes big timber was harvested, you know, a young tree. Oh, maybe about, when I stand it up, about man size, you know. On that crippled bomber, they circle around, I saw that, I watched them. They fall maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 yards from me. They fell down. They circle around, he not want to hit the big timber because they all get killed. See, and then he circled around and I landed on a young trees like that. You know, there was twin probe, you know, bomber. And the one engine broke up and jumped way over there on the big timber. That's where they hang it. Big timber, you should see that. You know, I look at it, you know, I watch it. Because I run over there, I see the smoke come, I run over there, and I introduce myself. Ich polnische man, ich polnische man. Oh, meine liebe polnische Kameraden, meine liebe polnische Kameraden, you know. And so I give them a hint. One was shot with a shrapnel, artillery shrapnel. He was shot. They told me, well, this one is dead, I mean, told, you know, dead. You know, in German they call them told, you know. So all the 4, I gave them a hand, pull them out. One was broken the hand, one was broken arm, you know, when they fell down, you know. And that one engine still go and dig and ditch. I walk in about up to here, above my knee. That deep before they get killed himself, you know, that engine. You know, and I ran over there because I didn't know what's going to happen. Well, it doesn't matter, either you enemy or there's nobody want to be in a war, you know. You help each other, you know, even the enemy. So I pulled them out, and I went to the people where they gave me something to eat, where I hide myself, you know. And I told them what happened. on the call Latvian doctor, he coming on a motorcycle, see, on put the first aid, you know, put it together, the arm for a guy, on put it bandage, or I not remember that, he can't put it, what's it called, that hard stuff?
Cast.
Cast, yeah. And I think so they did that, but put a lot of bandage and put it together, the leg for the guy, on the arm for the other guy, on the next two was healthy, was all right. So I went, talked to the people on there, called the doctor, you know, he commented on, they said, having big haystack over there in Latvia, because it's lots of raining in that country, so they have to have it under the roof. Otherwise the hay be get rotten on loose. Now, they're having cattle or horses, they have to feed them, the animals, you know. So I dig in a big hole. I brought a fork, and I dig it apart, you know, like that, on put them down on form. And one dead one stay in the wreck and a bomber, you know. And then, so I deliver them some sandwiches that people fix them, you know.
Right.
Because the Latvian people was for the German, not for Russia. They shoot them Russian any place they can.
Yeah.
You know, they killed them Russian. The Russian lost big army in Latvia because Latvian people hate them, you know. And so there was for the Germans, so they help with the German, for the German what they can, you know. Well, same way. And then, well, after 2 or 3 days, the German coming to the people, to the farmers, you know, and I suppose the farmers told them what happened on this and that. On the coming on the road, you know, by the forest, on the hollow, Walter, 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 comes here. That's in German language. Now I understand German, you know. And I look like that through them, between them trees. I says, there must be somebody who call my name on everything, you know. On call in German language. On in that June, that was happening in the June. And I look like that when I see the Hakenkreuz on a personal wagon, you know, they do around like a tanker, you know.
Right.
And people go in, you know. And I was like, oh my God, good thing, that's my friends now. You know. And they picked me up, I showed them 4 soldiers where they was, I showed them, picked them up, and they pick even the dead one too. They're picking up, you know.
So this is when the Germans came into Latvia and pushed out the Russians?
Yes. And then, now, since from that time, from the June, I worked for the German headquarters.
So then
in
you started working for the Germans after?
Yes, yes. Because only, that's we was good friends.
So did you show those Germans where the pilot, or where the airplane, where the crew was?
Yes, 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 I showed them. Oh, now, that way they wanted me, they hollered after me, you know, because the people told them someplace in the forest. That's where I was, you know, because I not want to the Russian get me again.
Right.
And so I take it easy, I look between the trees and I see the Hakenkreuz German Vestigier, you know. So on I went with the German, take them 4, and they take the dead one too. And since then, from the June, I work for the German headquarters in Riga. You know, because I speak German and the Russian language, you see. And that they need me. And I speak on a microphone on the short waves too, to the Russian. I put a lot of propaganda. I says to the Russian, I says, throw your firearm, what for you fight for Stalin? You coming to us, to our hand, we gonna feed you good. We have a lot of meat, we have a lot of bread, we can feed you, can live. What for you fight? And I put a lot of propaganda through the microphone.
Yeah.
And so I worked to November. In November, the Germans started a reversal. In November, they coming to the Riga, the general station, the railroad station, you know. And there was a lot of get shot. Some of them guys coming where we stay in a room, you know. And then they says, Walt, you do something, go back, because if the Russian gets you once more, you're gonna be gone.
Was that when the winter was setting in Russia, and
Yeah, yeah. And then,
so the Germans had to retreat?
yeah, reverse it.
Mm-hmm.
Because German went too soon, too deep in Russia.
Yeah.
They should have never done it. Now, if the German having a snowmobile, which way we have it now, that time not having such a thing, you know, that could have wiped out Russia and throw in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But Germany not having, everything froze. They can, because the machinery froze, you know, tank or in the army trucks and stuff like that, everything froze. And they have to lift that and they reverse it on coming to the, with the train, like, well, Red Cross,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on the coming to Riga, to the headquarters, to the depot, you know, and them guys coming on, we was together. We was in the room and we talking about, you know, and always somebody finds some bottle, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they're digging someplace, you know, out. And down there talking about it, they told me, Walter, getting slept. I mean,
It's getting bad.
really bad for us.
Mm-hmm.
As I was reversed it, you know, in the army. I saw a lot of Stukas shot at their best fighter airplanes, you know, German, on the platform, on the train, you know, that taken to German to repair, I suppose, you know, on everything, on so many army was shot, you know. And they told me, Walter, I go back, because if the Russian get you once more, you're gonna be gone. I says, I know that, what I supposed to do. Now they need me, what I'm gonna do. And the one guy says, there's a frozen apple over there, I saw, there's a frozen apple dumped over there outside.
Mm-hmm.
I went eat, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 frozen apple. I tell you, all night I couldn't sleep. I'm sitting like that on the pole, you know. On early morning I went to the German doctor, and he says, well, there's something wrong with my guts, you know. It's, you know,
It's
stomach, you know. And he gave me prescription, he gave me some medicine, and he gave me 14 days to Poland to maintain furlough.
Furlough, like a leave of absence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see, if I be not deserved, I be not done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. When I went over that, we call what the hell they call magistrate. We call like a magistrate, like a city hall.
Register.
We call like that in Poland. You know, I went over there, I was in Germany, all over in office, you know. And so I went over there was like a commander of the town, you know, of the sheriffs. So I went over there and I hit, you know, and hit the hills. And then, well, I haven't so many papers, release papers, you know, on German language, you know. I show him, he takes some. I was not like it, he take that some, but what you gonna do? You can't fight with him, you know. Can't say anything against it, you know. And then he gave me all that like an over here welfare, you know. I can go to either store, anything I want for daily life. I have to go, I go to the store and I get it for nothing, and I have to pay it.
Right.
You know, either butter or meat or anything what, just like I said, for the daily life, you know, what you need. I go to any store and they can charge up on me or anything. I taken it, you know. I just show the papers, you know. So, well, after that 14 days, again, I not want to go over there. There was on the ground between Warsaw and Maintown, you know, on the ground factory. Firearm, they're still there. They're still, I don't know, her relation or her brother or who is it, still working over there, on the ground. And they told me if he wants to send you, he wants to send me over there for guards. You know, I refuse. I not want to go because somebody told me the Russians spotted already the factory and anytime they're going to bomb it. And well, I tried to save my life, you know. And so he was kind of I can say strict language, kind of piece off, And he says, well, it's an out on German or on Polish different way to say, to Germany,
Prison.
another road for you go to German Kriegsgefangenen, to prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit the hill, jawohl, Hi Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that,
Yeah.
And that's where I went, and I said, that's what I want, and I speak German. I said, well, that's good thing. When I was very bad treat difference, because, well, I still have in papers, which one that in German, they're taking all the papers away from me.
So were you a prisoner of the Germans then?
No. We signed, I was with a Frenchman, we signed, go to work. Because if you stay in a camp or something, the day is long, so long. What for you look from windows to windows? So we signed, go to work. And I was the head man, because I was the army officers, and that treated me a little bit better.
So you were in a work camp?
Yeah. No, not really camp.
Oh,
Well, there was camp, but not be really like a slavery work or something like that. You work on a farm, distributed every man to the farmers, which one maybe needs 2 men, maybe or some cases bigger farmer that maybe needs 3 men, and that's the way distributed. On the work, they feed you, the farmers feed you, and then in the evening you coming back home, to the camp, and stay in the camp. And next day, the same thing. And during the summertime, during the school vacation, we have girls and women at least 20 beside the German women, which way the work continue, study over there. So was student, girls and boys and all kind of well, there was just 2 persons on the farm, where I was. That really liked me because, well, I speak German, And his sister was nun. But when the war started, well, the Hitler chased all the nun out of the convent and stuff like that. So she was home on the farm, or she was the boss, Because we call him, he really named him, he was Joseph Untermeyer. See, but by the government job, he had the government job, so was, what the hell we was calling him? Horsebar Fear. Horsebar Fear. Because he had the power to distribute it,
For the
either
farmer.
civilian people or the prisoners, so that was his job. He take me many times he had a Volkswagen to drive. So he take me like there was Colbert City over there where the transfer coming from Russia. They brought just a woman and girls, So I don't remember how many there was over there. So he took me over there to the depot, to speak to the people, because I speak Russian language. See? Because they're in Russia, they work on a collective farm. See, they was thought, well, they're going to be work same way in Germany. But that's different. In Germany, individual farmer, So, just like to be, for instance, over here, was not that big what we are here, But depends, some bigger, some smaller, And so that's what I was thinking. So I have to explain to them. When I started talking Russian language, they jump on me. I was thought they're going to choke me.
Yeah.
They was thought I'm the Russian.
Yeah.
And finally I told them, settle down. And I told them, how they're going to be. I said, some farmers going to be having 3 girls. Some farmer may be 2. Some farmer may use 1 girl. But you guys get together. They call them a Gemeiner, they call them like a mayor, Bürgermeister, So every Sunday they have to come over there, to register, see. Oh, and I have to be there. I have to go and translate that watch way. The Bürgermeister, I mean, like a mayor, asking question. When you get up, when I wake you up, when you having breakfast, when you having breakfast and dinner.
Lunch.
No, we have a lunch, about 10 o'clock, like a coffee break, calm coffee break over here. And so that's the way, and then you having supper, about 6 o'clock. There's the calm fire on. It's quit, in a day. And then, so that's the way we was doing. See, was really, I not say was, well, some farmer was bad individual, people, But so most of them was all right. They feed them good, But some there, which one was son of a bee, they get killed when the American coming, There's some, there was 2 boys was over there on that farm. 2 men was working. He was so bad. He feed them just a buttermilk on potatoes with the peelings, have to eat every goddamn day. So what happened after the war? When the American coming, I went in the American tank with the American soldier, It's a funny, you should see how the tank looked like inside, They tore around with the shells, You line it up to the, I don't know how they come to that locker, you lock it on fire, And then you turn around, and the next shell you load it, We went over there with a tank and take them 2 boys, 2 men from that guy. Oh, well, they're not having clothes, they're not having anything. So we went over there on American, well, he told me, he says, I'm supposed to ask him for clothes, some suit and stuff like that. Oh, and he says, no, I need,
I don't have it.
I not have it, I not have it, I not have it. I told to the American, I says, they're having sleepers upstairs, sleep room, that's the way it was in Germany, see. Oh, and I says, we're gonna go over there, we're gonna find the clothes and everything. So we went over there, and he went with us. Oh, he says, I mix with that German, I got clothes in mind. He has, he still was against that, he didn't want to give anything, any clothes. So the American taken out of the clothes closet, big, huge clothes closet, a lot of suits and clothes, and tried. Well, which one I tried, he taken like that, throw on the floor.
Ripped it up, huh?
He ripped it up. Well, try next one.
He must be drunk when he was drunk.
He was not drunk, he was mad.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, finally we found out that suit, at least cop him for each one of them,
Right.
Watch way, he standing against it, and the American show him, you see that tank over there? I said, I just gonna put it once on shells, Well, that could be, If you fire 1 shell against the house be fell apart,
Yeah.
knocking down, And so finally he gave up. He went away, he not saying anything anymore.
Right.
So we take them 2 boys, take them to the camp, there was special camp, We take them to the headquarters, to the officers' headquarters, and they send them to the camp, make camp close to the Traunstein city.
So you worked on this farm until the war ended?
Yeah.
Did you meet Grandma then before that?
Oh, I met her, we was married 1944. When was 45 was war was ended. 42.
Yeah.
Oh, so because she's just about from same town where I was, 6 kilometers west from main town. 6 kilometers.
So pretty close.
Yes.
So how did you meet Grandma?
Well, we walk get together. All the guys coming Sunday, we get together, walking.
Registered like in the city hall. you know,
Mm.
every
So did you
Sunday.
work on the farm too then?
Oh yes, when she was young, she milked. How many cow you was milking?
13, 12, something like that.
Yeah,
With the hands. Was
With the
no
hand.
machine.
there was no machine.
Mm.
She was working hard.
Yeah, that's.
On, I'll tell you, of course, just like I said, I was a little bit different.
Mhm.
Because one way I was officers, you know, and I having papers and stuff like that, then all that. That treat me on that side to make a lot of difference, my language.
Mhm.
You know, German language or Russian language make a lot of difference, you know. So I can say that was good to me. You know, I have enough food when I sleep. You know, that give me, after that give me separated room.
Mhm.
You know, in different building. you
Right,
know.
the Germans did.
Yeah, yeah. So he can take me. You wake up. We talk too loud.
Oh.
Nah, I was asleep.
Okay.
So, gave me extra room, you know. So anytime he wanted some trouble, he wanted to take me.
Mhm.
So he not have to wake up some other guys. So
That was already after war, isn't it?
what?
That was
Was it after the war?
Yeah, when they put us in a camp when the American came and.
Well, I was doing that through the war. Which
Oh.
way the Orzba Peter
Oh, yeah.
take me here and there to.
Oh, yes, yes.
For
Oh,
translation.
I'm just
When I tell now, in
mixed
German,
up.
like I said, everything was in order. The mayor asked, when you get up, when you having breakfast, when you having lunch, when you having dinner, what time you quit, working quit, 6 o'clock. It was 6 o'clock exactly in Germany. You done. You go
In the
on,
evening.
wash yourself, comb your hair, you have to be fix yourself, you know. They call Schweinestall. We, what should I say, hawks stall, you know, where they raise the hawks, you know. There was extra room, like a kitchen room. There was a big steamer where they're steaming the potatoes for the hogs, you know, or mixed with some grain, you know. Every one of them have an own wooden bowl like that. You wash your face, you know, comb your hair, fix yourself up, you go for a supper. We eat supper with a German, with all together. There was big dining room, you know, we eat together. Most of them, other people I asking, the foreign people, the same way. Not every one of them. Not every one of them. Well, some of them dirty, really dirty. But most of them was good. They eat together with the German people, you know. Well, so, because I find out, I asking a lot of questions. Usually Sunday, we get bunch together. There come a lot of guys to me. The Polish guy, which one was working over there. Before I was ready, so they lay down on the lawn, you know, by man, where he gave me extra that room, extra house, you know. And so they lay down, they wait for me, because they always ask me questions. And I told them what way to do it, to be not hurt yourself or something like that, you know. I teach them how to do it.
Did you hear anything about the concentration camps while you were?
Oh yes, I heard that one they call him Warsaw boy. He was from the Warsaw because he knows, he find out I was in the Warsaw in a military school, you
Right.
know. And then he coming to me. He come and he find me even during the war. He ran away from the concentration camp at that time, you know. And he was really hungry. And then, well, I asked him for the eggs where I was, you know, on the milk or butter, you know,
Right.
feed him. And he went, they got him, they catch him again, you know. And then after the war, well, they put me to work out of that camp, the commander of that camp, you know.
Right.
They put me to work in they're making some school. And he find me, he coming to me, he find
Yeah.
He was a little one,
a little fella.
just like
His name was Walter too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or a little bit, well, different, he's kind of creepy, kind of,
Yeah, he was really, you know what happened? He learned so quick English, he was teacher in a other camp where the most of us were Ukrainish. You know, Ukrainish having horses walking over there, deliver some stuff, you know, to the camp, stuff like that. He teach them. United States, American make the school over there. And he learned so quick English, of course he was a young guy. He read on everything, you know. He was,
educated.
yeah, he was teach them people, you know, English.
So was he a Jew or was he Jewish?
No, he was
From Warsaw, Polish,
Yeah.
he was not Jew.
no, he was not Jew.
What did he say about the concentration camps?
Oh,
Yeah, what he do?
he have a job. He pull them their golden teeth out of that,
That,
kill that people.
those which one, you know, that killed.
Well, he has to do it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Then
That's what he was doing in a camp.
What did he say about the camps? Was it-
What they say, what you see sometime on the film,
Mhm.
that's what he say, that's what he see. But he was lucky because, well, I think he was learning quite a bit German language too.
Which camp was he at?
I think it
Munich,
Dachau,
Dachau.
yeah, Dachau.
Mm-hmm.
Now he switched, what's it called?
Oświęcim.
Oświęcim, that's on the Polish border. They make another camp.
But did you guys ever see the camps at all?
No,
No.
we not want to see.
Yeah.
But that's what they was doing, you know. When they bring so many people on a transport, you know, big train, you know, like a passenger train, they unloaded them and they told them they're going to take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they go and take a shower and they open the gas.
Yeah.
And they drop it right there. And they put the roast on the roaster on draining the fat, you know, and they're making soap.
That's
Mhm.
what they say, and I don't know. They
That's-
must be true.
That's what they was doing.
Yeah.
Then they told them to undress and go into shower.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they was saying.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
what,
was already naked and put it them over there to the shower and they put it in
yeah.
a gas chamber. That was
Because the German not having any material anymore to make a soap. See, so they're making from the human being fat.
Mhm.
Well, of course, they added something, you know,
Yeah.
some chemical. Something, so they're making soap.
So then, when the war ended, did you help the Americans then, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, I helped them American really good help. You can see on the map where the American 220 men, prisoners, was. And well, I was dressed like a civilian, you know. I was dressed on arm and go over there. Even during the war was still on. There's a Kimselig. Sometime some lord, German lord was lived. There was, what's it called? There was on the center of the lake, like a mansion,
Mhm.
you know, on,
Castle.
huh?
Castle.
Yeah, castle. Yeah, it was right on the center of the lake. You can see on the map when you find a German map, you can find it.
Mhm.
You know, and that's the way it was. There was camp, there was Lily Town, they call them Sebrucik, you know.
Mhm.
They were still during the war. And there was, prisoners were still during the war for prisoners over there in the camp.
Right.
There was in, what's it called? There was, lumberyard. They're having sawmill over there, and they're making a window frame, they're making door frame, you know. But they was feeded not bad, you know. They're having 3 meals in a day, and they're having, when they leave them, they eat in the restaurant, in a Sebrucik, little tiny town, right by the lake, see.
Mhm.
And then, so they give them eine halbe beer. Now, you not understand German.
Mhm.
See, there's about half a liter mug beer before the meal,
Mhm.
you know. Then beer hardly not having alcohol because the German can afford it to doing that because all the barley and everything goes for the army.
Right.
They were still doing the war. And I went over there in a little town. I was dressed like a German, you know. And that's where I find what the Ukrainians was doing. Ukrainians too was with a yellow uniform. You know, that's what they care. Ukrainians, they have a different uniform.
Jag vet inte om jag kvar det var
What?
en
What?
så picada.
Well, I say what I saw, what I did.
What about it?
On they have the yellow uniform on the top one to the other. I was right behind them, and I listened. They got them get 2 packets cigarette for shoot that one American bomber about the Munich. You know, that's why I find out what the Ukrainians was doing. Now they're here in the United States, which one I'm really against that.
Yeah.
Why the United States take Ukrainians here?
Yeah.
Now shoot them goddamn ours men, or shoot them bombers
Yeah.
about the Munich for 2 packets cigarette.
Yeah.
When they was released after so many days from Munich. And that's where there was stays on a fruit or well, they released them for so many days, you know, in the little town. And the town was Sebruce. Now, the town is here. And I walked a little bit to the right, and I went on a trail between the prisoners on the lake. You know, the prisoners was high fence. And them guys usually know when I'm gonna be there. Usually, most of the time, I went Sunday, you know. And, well, we walk and talk, you know. I walk in a trailer, because if you stop, well, the guard be find out, well, something's go on, see. Also, I might be get shot or something, you know. And so we walk and talking, and I tell them, ours, American Army move, Polish Army, English move, this and that, because we listen to the short waves radio,
Right.
you know. And so we know, them guys was not allowed, they couldn't, you know. So we give them a lift up a little bit,
Yeah.
you know.
You were talking to the American soldiers, telling them.
Yes, yes. There was some Polish family from New York, was taught Polish too, you know. And so that's the way I was doing. And I went so many times, sometimes I was scared. Now, here, well, like a camp is over here, on the lake is over here. You can see on a map, on a German,
Yeah.
you can see, they call them Kimser Lake, you know. On the big river coming, Elsass, I still remember that river. Elsass River coming out of the lake, you know. And there was a lot of fishes over there. On the Untermeyer, which one was the boss for us, you know. So he was fishing too. He put a sweet piece on a hook, and he fished for that bass. No, not bass. They have whiskers over here.
Catfish?
Catfish. There's so many. One time he caught about 10 kilo catfish. That was laid down on a table. You not remember that. You never saw that. Oh, and so, you know, that was huge. He was going fishing once in a while on that river. That's what he was fishing for.
So,
you know,
when the Americans came, how did you help them? What did you do? Did you help them find the German soldiers, or?
just like I said, I went with a tank with the American. And then American look for that SS, you know, I find 2 of them.
The SS? Where did you find them at?
On the farm. I went to the people with, they call them Flixländer, like a Auslander, you know. They come from the east, they run from the Russia, you know. And they lived, they was really poor. They lived, there was 2 or 3 family in that, I not remember, you know. And I went to the couple of old ones, and you have to give a cigarette or chocolate or something like that.
Right.
And they're gonna tell you, you know. So he showed me, he said, 2 of them over there on the farm. He said, 2 SS
Yeah.
on the farm. I give them, I don't remember what, I give them either a cigarette or chocolate or coffee, you know. You
Yeah.
have to give them, they're gonna spill out,
Right.
you know. And so we went over there and get them 2 guys.
What did they do with them?
Well, they take them to the
Did
camp.
camp?
Yeah.
the camp or
Yeah.
some place where they,
There was headquarters, just where there sometime German, some lord was live over there, like oh, big mansion or something like that. There was a lot of, there so many people work for him,
Right.
Oh, and American colony, American headquarters over there, the as officers was there. So, well, the army take them over there, and that's them officers' job then.
So what did you do after the war then?
After the war,
the camp we went and making like, how you call, Ausländer, no, how you call in English? The people, which one? Oh, you,
run away. Well, when the American colony first time I saw, I was drunk. I stole from the German a big 1 liter rum, 1 liter rum. I stole them. They're having so many cases and cases in a big leather wagon, in the truck. I crow in the night. I crow over there and I steal them.
tell you too, dog.
Yeah. And then I was drunk, and the American things coming. First time we saw the hand up like that, because the seaman pee,
We were
aside,
in patch.
Oh, and I coming over there, the barrels go, the things go up and down, was really heavy. Just go like that. And I went over there, talked to, and so I explained who I am, and so far, and then and since then I helped them, And they coming, they coming to the farm where I was by the end, where we was together already that time, And he tried to help them American, there was so many, maybe one company or something, stay on the yard, overnight, and left so many papers, and they burning some, or some that left, they pile them up like that, and left that because they run away or something, they moved, and the American come in and start searching the papers, and what is it, or find out something, army papers or something like that. And he come and tried to help them, American look, kicked him in the ass.
Show him where he's supposed to go.
And I showed him, you go in the house over there. Kick him in the butt really hard once too, because he tried to help them find something. And they not need the help.
But there was, when they come in, I tell you, there was half drunk, those American soldier too, because they was searching, going through the land and everything, and I was watching through the window. They have a bottle and they have a gun. Of course, they're pointed, somebody not attacked them. And then when there was empty, they just broke it over the barrel and left. Not left that whole bottle, just broke it, and I saw this just like.
Oh, I tell you, some American get drunk over there. They're making in Germany, they're having a huge hardwood barrel. They're making most, they call most. They're all kind of fruit, rotten or anything, they pile them in a big wooden tinker, Oh, and they stay so long, on the bottom, they're having spigot, and that drain, you can drain it. Oh, and they say, when they're fermenting, all is done. They say, powerful. You have to mix a half and a half with the water, Otherwise, if you drink in a glass like that, well, a bigger glass and this one, you done with you walking. Well, the American ones, they help themselves, they win over there. Well, they probably can't say anything because, well, they can kill him again, And so they get drunk, they were so happy, they're draining on the bottom. They're not mixed with the water. Oh boy, I tell you. There was lots of fun. I was laughing, and sometimes we was drink that too, but when we was working,
But I was very weak, that they loaded so much water.
Oh yeah, that was diluted. And so, that's the story, man war, last World War. And I went through, and I say, Which way I was training, I tried to save my life, and I did, thanks to God. Now, coming to United States, we coming 1949.
So you worked over in Germany for a while then before you came to the United States?
Oh yeah, while we was in a camp, I make a lot of business, you know. And then, so we went to the Fairfield.
Whose idea was it to go to the United States?
Huh?
Why did you decide to go to the United States?
He wanna go into Canada,
Because my
but we got it
uncles.
paper going here, and he didn't want it going to United States because he wanna go into his uncle to
Because my
Vancouver.
uncle was living in
And I
Vancouver.
got so upset, I said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write to your uncle, and I did wrote to him, and he wrote right away back, he said, dear nephew, if you just have a chances to get to United States, then you're gonna be able easy to come and see me to Canada.
Yeah.
Just go, he
Yeah.
said. And so
So-
then right away, then Grandpa changed his mind, you know.
And then before Christmas or after Christmas, he died, passed away. He
When
got
we came-
asthma really bad, and he not having a help.
When we came here, the next year, like we came in 1949, then he
In
died.
50.
He died 1950 in February.
Yeah. So I get the card, you know, on.
How
So,
they found
but
him?
we went with Zazula when I having that big Buick. Well, you not remember?
Did you come over to the U.S. by the boat?
Yes,
You came
with
over
the
on
ship,
boat?
on the big ship, army ship.
We're supposed to come in on a plane, and Grandpa went and changed it. I didn't even know he changed it, that ticket to go in on a boat.
I told him I don't want to go. I not want to go on the aeroplane. You know what happened? There was on the aeroplane. There was big old boxes which were the transportation of the army. You know, forward and back. On the top of them went with the people in the ocean. And so I find out we talking about it. And I told him, I says, well, you have to wait so long for the ship. I says, I wait now for during the war since 1939, and I says I still can wait.
Yeah.
And I don't want to kill my kids.
So how many kids did you have then?
3,
3 kids.
Maria, Auntie Maria, and Anna, and John.
Yeah.
John was a little
8
baby.
months, 8 months, and he
9
was
months.
sick. Well, when we came here, but
So then
Yeah.
you guys went on the boat and
Yeah, on the ship we come to New York.
oh, I was sick because I'm scared about it, and I was
Yeah.
just sick.
I was-
empty, and
Auntie Maria was around behind me. It not bothered me because through my life I was lived close to the big river, you know. They call Wisla. That's on a map, on Polish map, you know. On down in the summertime, we go over there, lay down on the hot sand, you know. We cover each other with the sand, and we go swimming, chase them girls, you know. We take some clothes off of them girls, hide it in the brushes.
oj, to jest takie głupoty opowiadać.
Well, so what? I say what was true. That's the way young life.
No tak, im dawać
So-
przykład.
So we have a lot of fun, you know. And now, you like I say, well, have to finish that. We coming to Fairfield. We coming to
well,
that
when you
point.
got to New York, what did you think? When you saw New York, did you come?
First, there was
Well,
like,
we was scared. Just that we was scared.
no, when we came, there was that ship already, how you call, zakontwiczył.
Yeah, well, the ship,
How
you
you
know,
call when he stopped and he put it
tie up everything, you
Anchor
know.
and
Yeah, anchor.
Unloading, anchor, you know, on
Then there was
unloading.
dark, Grandpa came.
There was one and a rope, you
Yeah.
know, shipping it.
Grandpa came and you know, and he was not sleeping because he already know we
I was
close to New
excited.
York. And so then he said, do you want to see New York? And I see the Liberty.
I holler on
Statue
them.
of Liberty.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
was
I holler on them. I
beautiful.
says, come on, you guys, come on. We in New York. You
It was
look out the
4
lights.
o'clock in the
The
morning.
car,
It was dark.
the car was going both ways. This and this, all the lights, and oh boy, oh boy. In the day we unloaded us on, we have to open suitcases or stuff, we have to open a search, but they close it again.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, they did. They did.
They just
Well,
took
I
us to
brought
the-
it. You remember the radio was staying in our bedroom over there from the Germany, you know. I brought that now. Uncle John had it to remember, you know, souvenir. There was on the short waves, long waves, short waves, and all kind of. Before anything coming over here, like a TV or stuff like that, I listen on the radio news from Moscow, from the Berlin, from England. I listen to news. I was interested, you know, how the army doing on this and that, you know.
How many languages do you know?
Well, I used to speak, I can say, now I spoke Latvian language too. I learned that. I still remember some item I can speak fluently like, you know, like I did before, but I still remember some, you know, I speak Latvian, speak Russian language, or Ukrainian language, on German language. Well, I learned by the end when I come over here, I have to learn English. That's all what I stay with it.
Yeah.
No more.
So did you guys like America when you came over at first?
Well, I'll tell you this true, Bobby, what really was. We coming on the Pacific line over there. See,
Well,
it's a 2-line track or something.
so you had to get from New York, you got on the train?
Yes, we get on a train. We signed contract in Michigan.
We did have it to Michigan.
You were
That's-
supposed to go
Yeah.
to Michigan?
So, well, they gave us a few dollars more so we, in the train, we still figure we go to Michigan. But the Catholic nun was in the train. We speak German too. There was German, you know.
But there was one fella too. He was some kind of office fella, or he was.
Yeah, I give a damn about
But-
him.
No, that was different. Not this one. Which one was me
Yeah.
to our kids?
Maria.
Yeah.
And so they come and the nun come to us, and where you people go? Well, it says we go to Michigan. To Michigan, show the papers. We're gonna see. We're gonna tell you.
You
Wait.
wanted something to drink?
On-
I'll be open with ice.
And so, you know, we show them papers, and the nun says, "You passed Michigan a long time ago. You go to Montana State." Oh my God, where we go now?
And when I
We're coming on the Pacific line, west, you know, and down at the depot, stop in the depot, the train. We have to move everything to that. There was just a 2-car, 1 engine, 2-passenger car. You come from on the bridge line, coming to Great Falls. You should see the pool cow, no grass, brown everything, so dry. Poor cow walking on the bare grass, no trees, no damn thing. We in Europe, it's the trees, everything green on the stuff like that.
It's a big tomorrow.
Grandma started crying when I told her, "Well, you want America, you have it."
Instead, we talking, you know, and explain. Well, we don't know.
Yeah. So, and then we come to Great Falls on a little train on a side track, you know.
Then
And the priest was coming from Fairfield.
we was sitting there.
What month was it?
July.
In July?
Yeah.
And everything was brown.
Yeah, everything was dry, brown, just like a now, you know. Oh, and I tell you, I didn't know. I said, if I don't want to go coming to the United States with an airplane, but if they take me somebody on the wing, I'll be going back from I come.
Yeah.
That's the way I always feel like it,
Yeah.
you know. And well, from Fairfield, Father Wagner, well, you not know that old, he was army priest too,
He
you know.
was chaplain.
Yeah. And then he take us over here. He put me to the Adaskovich to work
First we was for what, couple of week or a week in Fairfield.
in Fairfield. I work on a farm over there. The farmers come and get me because that's the way the priests get the money for it.
Right.
You know.
Well,
To pay for your trip.
the
Yeah,
tree,
no.
right,
Yeah.
right. yes.
Your
that's-
trip from Germany to the
Yeah.
U.S., you had to work
Whatever.
to pay for it.
yeah.
And so, after the priest coming from here, from Shelby, picked us up from Fairfield, brought us over here to Shelby.
We was there.
No room. No room. You know where they put us? You know, where's that new house built against the hill over there? You know, where's a windmill pump, water pump? Where you go on that road by the old water tank?
By the old water tank.
You
So,
go west.
right.
All right, that's where they built, guys. There was old shacks. There was no electric. There
So
was
kind
no,
of south of Shelby.
yes. There was no lights. There was no electric. There was no gas. No water. I killed a 10-gallon milk can. I go about quarter miles, carry the water on my shoulder. I was thought they're gonna cut off my shoulder. When I come in closer, I holler at Grandma. He says, "Come on and help me! Come on and help me!" Because I just cut my shoulder. And there's a sharp ring on the bottom.
Yeah, the
you know.
edge.
Yes, on the edge. Oh, and I'll tell you, we 5 people, we sleep crossway on the back. There was just an old wire, you know, no spring box or anything. Just a old wire, old timer.
Wow,
There was
man.
wide enough,
On
we
the
sleep
top.
cross, 3 kids on us too. On,
So all, you and Grandma and 3 kids all on
Yes.
one bed.
on one bed. There was tiny cotton mattress.
Yeah.
Soft one. And in the morning I couldn't hardly get up because my back hurt me because, well, you sinking down, you know. And I'll tell you, on every evening when I come from the work, I work for Duskage, for the doctor of Duskage.
Dr. Adaskovich.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Well, he has a school up on the hill.
But you don't know
No.
him. Oh.
On so, you know, I work for him. Well, soon I get up, he picked me up, he gave me order what to do. He's talking Russian language, you know. And he tells me dress, wear a suit, nice suit, necktie and everything. And tell me, oh, I'm gonna fly to New York, do some surgery on this and
He
that.
was
Go.
good surgery.
Yeah, he was
Lovely.
old timer, but not new timer. Oh, so I just get too tired after that. We talk Russian, you know, and that's what he told me every day. He gave me order what to do, see. And by the end, I get pissed off after that, you know. And I told him, you know what I told him? I says, if you're so smart, doctor, I says, why don't you not have at least one son? So he's taking after you, taking all the property after you when you die. You know, you haven't just the 2 daughters. How smart you are.
I think it was.
I told him that on Russian language.
Yeah.
I told him that. You know, and he shut it up. He never tell me anything where he gonna go,
But
what he's
he
gonna
was
do.
smart. When I was needed, he said, I going uptown, do you needed anything? Then I wrote him in Polish, and he read it. And he
He
brought
was-
me everything.
He was smart
what
guy,
I
of course.
wrote.
He was a doctor. He must be went through their education, you know. And he read Polish writing, you know. But
That was tough. I thank to God for us was really tough, but I'm happy for my
and
kids.
that is not the end. Well, in the winter time, coming winter, that time when a Kraskowiak boy was died in the storm, the coming storm, they went hunting jackrabbit over there. They eat the jackrabbit, you know. That's why
Oh,
they
you know,
so
that was
early die, you
tough.
know. So he said, well, Walt, I'm not having a job for you anymore. It's winter now. If you still gonna live in that house, in that over there, the yellow house, the move house over there.
Right.
So I want to go in Auntie Maria. We was talking this last week about it. She said sometimes she coming and we're gonna go in over there. Those people who ever lived there.
Right.
You know, when you
And
go
look at it.
to Conrad, you know, and then
Well,
I know.
anyway, he want us move over there. But Grandma went first. She scrubbed and floored the rotten bed. There was a wino. He having for the work, them winos, you know, there was pee on the bed and everything was rotten, you know. Stinks like a son of a gun. Grandma was clean at least for 2-3 days.
while I did call him, I said, look at this bed stink and it's still wet. and then he helped him,
So,
you know,
Yeah.
to take it outside for, yeah.
you know, or then, what happened, you know, he moved us over there to that house, you know, we went over there. So winter coming, I not having work for you. If you want to still over here, you have to pay me rent. And I said, well, yeah, I not have enough money to pay you rent. If I making money, I gonna pay you. I never thinking money. So the Lincoln take us down to the Lincoln.
So you worked down by the river.
Yes,
Or because Mrs. Lincoln, she
in a-
talked in
in
Polish.
the bunkhouse we stayed.
And so she came and we explained, we talked to her
Yeah.
and we,
Oh, and it was so good. So there was ice on the wall. You can ride that ice skate, you know, on the wall. There was so that we having heat because he having on a gas well on a yard.
Mm-hmm.
He still have it, you know. So we have free gas and we heat it now.
lights, did we, or we still have a kerosene lantern? How was it, you know?
We have an electric Lincoln.
Did we?
Yes, he did
Or
have.
because we have the fridge, yeah,
He having that wind electric thing,
yeah.
you know. So we live over there. Well, in the springtime, I come with Charlie Lincoln, I coming down to town. I was work for Edimodo already for that part-time, you know, because I was working on the railroad already. But I part-time, after quick time, I work for Edimodo. Because sometimes I help in the garage, I help for the body, man, you know, sometimes on Daskevich walk through the lot. Well, I told him, I says, say, you goddamn, you walk on his property over there. Now walking, you don't have a right to walk through that yard. Doggone it. When he move over there, he walk over there on that street.
Well, that was
He have some old house over there. That's where he walk into it, you know. And so I told him, and one time he met me on the sidewalk. And I was with Charlie Lincoln. Charlie Lincoln, he can tell you. He said, well now, Walt, when you gonna pay me for the rent? You live so long, you're not having, I not having a job for you, you live so long, and you're supposed to pay me the rent. I says, I not have enough money to make it yet, so I can pay you. Well, I'm gonna beat you for that money. I says, go ahead and start it.
Yeah.
You started, and I'm goddamn gonna finish it. And that's what I told him. He never started. He never come close to him. That time I haven't muscles. You know, I could have whipped him.
But he
Right
was
and left.
really, you know, people which one, he have it like patient, and there was some poor that can pay it, and he come and just loaded some on a farm or cattle or.
Still in the cattle, taking cattle. We're not with a truck on.
Take your possessions.
Taking, yes, taking cattle.
I think
On
that's
soda.
terrible. He
Yeah.
left it everything. He was millionaire in
Bobby,
Chile.
he was, by the end, he was on about half a 2 county.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that much. Now he sold a lot of land on the north side. He take me with a car over there, show his property. So he one
Should
time,
be helping for people which one like we became poor.
Did-
we went on, he take me with a car on his property, way north over there. He taken 22. He has 22, he tried to shoot for us antelope. He could shot it, nobody can do anything for him. There was on the seas, you know. But the antelope was around far away from us. He couldn't reach it, you know.
Or did he want to shoot?
Yes, he wanted to shoot it for us, the antelope. And he chased with the car. He ran after the car coming close enough so he can shoot it, but he couldn't. Well, not a way he maybe missed.
So, didn't you work for Wonkin some too?
Oh yeah.
Up by
Yes.
Lincoln?
Well, and then when I went to Lincoln, and I working for that Wonkin on because there was partners.
Right.
You know, there was together.
And then you had to learn how to operate the machinery and everything?
I run the cat on everything. I run them, I forgot the tractor. I have a picture. Grandma showed a picture.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right.
How did you learn how to operate the machinery?
Because I was learning in Germany. Now, when I was in the tank, I see how the operator, how they're shifting in the tank. So when you run the cat, you just about the same shifting. You know, you hit the brake or you want to spin and, you know, you hit the brake on shifting, you know, which way you want to spin it. Oh, and that's where I learned. With machinery, I repair myself. I serve myself all the vehicles, you know. But today, well, I just can't do nothing.
What about how did you start hunting? Did you buy a gun when you were down on
The
Lincoln?
first time I buy the 22, what is downstairs, the 22 rifle, because I was laid off of the railroad. Well, how are you going to feed the kids? How are you going to feed the family? There was no help. There was no welfare that time, which way we have it now. I went to the employment office and I asked, I'm laid off. Now I have 3 kids and my wife. We 5 people. How are we going to live?
That's the house.
Oh, well, we can't help you. You're not having enough months, working months. How are we going to help you? Now what you going to do?
You know, you're going with the road.
The kids, we live in a separate shack over there, you know, on
We stand it right here, you know, with the kids.
on top of the hill, we live over there. I think that kind to, that much money I have, I can afford to buy it on a main street that was called Marshall's store or something like that. I buy the best kind too. I went hunting cottontail. I get the rucksacks, which one I still have it, in a cabin, you know, downstairs. Oh, I take that one, I went for cottontail. Cottontail was good that time, you know, just like a chicken. So I shoot some cottontail. I come way far away, and I was going on the railroad, Great Falls line.
Right.
There's a lot of sage bushes that tall, you know. When I look like that, vroom, big rooster fly up, right up, bang, it coming down.
Yeah.
So I put it in the sand. I said, oh, that's good meat.
Yeah.
Well, I keep going, look for cottontail. I shot some cottontail. I go ready for it, and I look under the bushes, big hen, I light it up, bang, it coming down. Oh, it's just like a sharpshooter.
With a 22 rifle. Huh?
Yeah, with a 22. The last time I shot it with a 22 rifle in the barn with Uncle John. He was in some grade school, I think, that time. He wanted to go, Daddy, can we go hunting cottontail? Yeah, I know, I was working over there in the barn, you know. So I says, I know in that bank is quite a few cottontail over there. So I says, all right, we're going to go hunting cottontail. We went and looked for a cottontail on big rooster. Go like that, I line it up, bang, he coming down. Daddy, you have it, Daddy, you have it. I says, no, I haven't, because he fell down. With a 22. That was the last time I shot with a 22 birds in the air.
Now, didn't you go hunting deer with a 22 rifle too?
Yes, I did. I poached 1 buck. 3-pointer or 4-pointer, something like that, with a 22.
Yeah.
Well,
So provide meat for your family?
Well, sure, I have to do something. What I supposed to do? You know, so that's what I was doing. And after, well, I buy the I buy that first shotgun, the small shotgun. I shot hunkers with them. You know, but I crowed through the thistle, and I had a full thistle over here, but I crow coming close enough to the shore, so I lined it up and I shot it. First hunker, I still have a picture. I have a Plymouth car at that time. And so I look back, because I have all the shells in a pocket. I look back and all the shells lay down on my trail.
Yeah.
So I go back and pick it out my shells, you know. But I got the hunker, I have an air boots. I walk and dip it off so I can reach it with a barrel and bring the hunker, you know, closer to me so I can reach it. Got it, you know. And then, well, after a while I buy the big shot. And then You know, one season I shot 12 during the season, 12 hunters.
So did you and Grandma worked at quite a few jobs, didn't you, to try and make money and everything?
Oh yeah, well I was working on a railroad. We did both bank here. First they bank for 10 years, two county bank for 8 years. We get mad, we couldn't stand them anymore, which way the Parker was doing, you know. They was dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So they cheat our kids, you know, or when they put some money in the bank on. So we quit that.
And there was a
Jim and Jack, Jim, I think. He's still here in that brick house over there, you know, where they live, you know, over there. He asked me for the key. I says, you know where I live, you can come and get it.
Just like me, I did not like
I never take it back.
but he
You know, so that's the way we done it. Now, that's where I work, there was Lincoln on Wonka was partner that
That's a big
you know, I see the marine tractor. I haul the hay for the cattle by myself with a big tractor, marine tractor, big wheels, you know, and I run the cat, I making summerfall with a cat, I doing all, I seeding in the spring, I seed the wheat, spring wheat, and I see the winter wheat where they're supposed to be seeded. I was working that time. Now they have a little elevator. They just drive and put it in the elevator, fill up, then cedar. You know. Now I fill the cedar with a bucket. I went on a truck dip it the bucket on cedar. I was pulling three cedar behind, and I was driving that truck right by the cedar, and I fill with a bucket. I opened the gate, you know, and fill up. I tell you, Bobby, that was live. In summertime, I make a summer pole. I put a man jacket on the iron seat.
I think that was 20.
Put a man jacket because it burned me up, you know, man butt. I stand it up most of the time, and sometimes I sit,
They got short.
and I put a man jacket on the iron seat. So that's how I was working. Now today, they're having what? They're having air conditioner. They're having cooler in a tractor now. They're having everything. So they're sitting on it.
They have a keg and they shut it.
Starter. All right, Grandma. Now, tell me about like when you were growing up. I mean, what were some of the? How many kids were in your family?
How many kids?
Yeah.
In our family was 14.
14.
But when I was growing up, because when three more come when I went to Germany.
When you were the oldest?
I was the old, no, my brother was.
Oh, your brother was the oldest.
And I was second to the older, but I think I was doing more work than him. He was a very, really, kind of, like puny. You know, and my mom always depended on me. She sent me with a bucket of water to the well.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go in little ways to the neighbors and care. And then in the winter, there was kind of built ice, spilled water, and build and build and build. And my mom was so afraid, you know, he gonna fall or happen something to him. She not worry about me. I just have, she sent me, I have to do it. She was thought, well, I'm brave and I can do it, you know, and I did. And carry all the water what we was needed for taking bed and for the cow, horses to water them, you know, everything. My gosh, we was working hard before we go in, the school started 8 o'clock, and before we went, we have to do in chores home. Going to the
Feed the cattle, go to the bar.
cow or chicken or doing everything.
Or
Well,
hogs.
that's supposed to hogs, yes. Then after changing, hurry up clothes and run to school. I was late many times. I was crying because I started classes and I didn't know what was going on about it. Then coming home from school, there was work for me already. There was big washed up of baby clothes. And I have to wash. Instead I have something snack that was not even, I didn't have snack like you kids over. But I did. I was hungry. But I have to doing my chores and doing things. Do I sometimes I don't even have time to do my homework. And my mom have to take me from school like during now in September they're gonna like potatoes they did. Then I have to be home to help them out. And so I have to go into school, get from the teacher permission and tell her from mom she needs me. See, I'm way behind with school.
Yeah, work was more important than school.
That's the way it was. And during winter, when my dad died, I was just 9 years old. No shoe, no clothes. I can't go into school because there was a really hard winter. Then my neighbor, you know, the across the street and next door, she brought me some homework to do, and that's the way I, you know, to do it during this time when it was really bad, cold weather, I can't go. And so, to church, we don't have a transportation. That was 4 miles. I have to walk to church. During Lent, we went in the morning for Mass, and afternoon there was special station of the cross, you know. Then we went to, have to go. And doing those, I tell you, there was not to school. We have to walk a couple miles. That was quite a way. So then, that was not easy, kids. That was not easy.
How old were you when you left home?
I was 17.
Now, why did you leave? I mean,
Because the German
take them, take
German
the young people, all the young people.
taken to German, because the German occupied Poland, and they took it, gathering young people and send it to German
To work.
because all young, the man, woman, there was on the war, in the war.
right.
Even 17-year-old by the end, the young kids was in the war.
Yeah.
That was sad, you know. But thank to God, you know, we went and they asked you know, what religion you are, you know, what kind of occupation, where you coming. Well, Lily Farm was working. And they put us to the Catholic people and to the, on a farm.
So you worked on a farm like
Yeah.
grandpa kind of and stuff?
Yeah, on a farm. Then we're not supposed to go in even to church. But we sneak it. You know, those people didn't say it nothing. And I didn't wear it and I didn't put it their pee, you know, then if they watch it for us or so, then we're not supposed to, otherwise would be against the law, against the rule, you know. But the priests know, we getting together, we want to go into like confession, we don't talk German yet during this time. It was tough to go into the strange country, not understand the language. And so this priest he was so nice. He special gave us blessing, prayer, and how you call open confession for everybody.
Right.
And gave us Holy Communion. Oh, that was nice, you know. Then we got home, you know, the dinner was there ready for us, where we working, you know. Then we got together, every young people, you know, and meet each other, and I was so happy to see each other.
How did you first meet Grandpa?
Well, in a meeting, how we have to register in a city hall, or how every week, you know, you have to show up. Otherwise, if you don't, then this farmer would get in trouble because he didn't send us, and we would get in trouble. Then would be sent, I don't know where, you know, maybe to the camp.
Yeah.
But, you know, we make it to thank to God. I pray it a lot. And now as family too, there was worry and that prayed.
So did you and Grandpa kind of date for I mean, how did you see each other when you were both working like that?
Well, after work or on a weekend, you know, and so when we done
See,
work.
just like I said, for me it was not so hard to do anything, because one thing I speak German, another thing I was the Polish officer, you know, that has to go a little bit easy, you know.
Yeah.
So I teach, when we met first time, well, and then I know her who she is, you know, from I was going to same, we was going to same church, you know, in the shivers, you know, and then, so then I know, and well, and then I teach her, the kids let us you know, so because she can't talk German, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Big help, so. But that's the way, you know, for each one there was like a relation when we needed, you know, and after work if somebody have it, there is some play harmonica or some kind of instrument to play, but German not allowed. No, because there was war and there was everybody said once we just went, everybody got together. We went to the war.
I don't know how the camera gonna, well, it's not on me, that is on her. You know what we was doing? We find some, we find some boy what trying to play an accordion. He did have an accordion. And there was some guys who were playing instrument, you know, kind of instrument and stuff like that. So we went bunch, and we went upstairs, you know, dance. We make a dance, and the farmer was downstairs in a, what's it called, that room, well, downstairs anyway, in a room, you know. And we danced upstairs where there was hay and stuff like that. There was wooden floor.
Because there was like bar, and upstairs and Eric there was, so we make a room, it's snow there, straw, you know.
So that guy, I made them guys, I was the older guy, you know. Oh, and I told him, I said, you play not on certain dance, you know, so we dance. So and the farmer reported, you know, to the call police, you know, when the police coming, you know, like a sheriff, you know, and making everybody make a pay shop, they call it shop. Paid fine 1 mark. 1 mark, what the heck, we haven't the marks so
They
many.
just get it all over, hide it here.
We hide it ourselves all over, you know, here and there,
But
you know.
what, he was really nice guy. He was doing his duty, but
yeah, he was a really nice guy. He knows we like in the prisons, we, you know.
Doing something, you know.
So we was young people, he figured, well, you have to have some fun, you know. Oh, no, but it was really fun. Everybody run apart, you know, go hiding in the hay on here and there. I was hiding myself, but he found me. Oh, there was really something, whatever we was doing. I have an always big bunch, you know, they come to me, they want to learn something, you know. Not everybody can speak German language, you know. Well, I was the leader all the time, you know. And well, I teach them, you know, how to do it. You know, it's the best to do it, you know. And so, well, by the end, well, we was going. Sometime there was some place way in a forest. In Germany, it's a forest here, a private forest, you know, they own it. Bunch here, a bunch there, you know. We went over there. Again, somebody was, I don't know who was that guy, was playing, I don't know, harmonica or something. There was camping. Some German people camping in the forest, you know, in the fresh air and stuff like that. We went over there. I don't know how them guys opened the door to that. We go in. But anyway, we opened the door somehow. We opened the windows. So we went dance over there. But I don't know how long we were. Now, how about if there's somebody coming, police or something?
Yeah.
We was in the forest, in the cabin. I don't know who was open that, I just not remember. We was bunch, you know. We always get, they really believe me or depended on me to be, find there's something wrong that told me, you know. I supposed to talk to the boss, I mean to the Orsba Führer, you know. I tell him where is some trouble, so I tell him. They come to me and tell me. Like the 2 Russian girls was on one place. I tell you, now they can't talk German, you know. So they come to me and she left a skirt like that. She showed me how she was beaten. by the farmers, kick her and beat her, and she was blue all over. So I went to the main boss, to the Oldsboro Bureau, and I told him what happened. And I want to take her on, I don't know, I take her to him or not to show what way she was beaten, Why? Because she wanted to go to the Arbeitsamt, to the to the employment office, look, change the place. Should be the office should take her from over there, give her other place,
Right.
And so that's why he really kicked her, beat her. It was really bad. So they're coming to me. And some guys coming to me, tell me. I have to go to that boss and tell him what happened. Or he supposed to take care of that. See? So that's the story, Well, good thing, thanks to God. I was learning German when I was in the Army military school in Warsaw. On island, I was really interested with German language even before. And I learned French language. I have a lot of books. I supposed to be in the Polish army. I don't know you heard it or not. There was good sized Polish army in the France, to help with the French. See, and I supposed to be in the France. We stay 3 days on the border, Polish and German border. The Hitler not let us go through. To France, you have to go through the German land, on the train. See, and he not let us go. So we have to go back. See, and that's where I supposed to my papers, my passport, and all papers went to France. I supposed to be in the Polish army.
So how long did you and Grandpa go out for before you got married? I mean, how long were you seeing each other before you got married?
Oh,
Well, to end of the war,
So you got married towards the end of the war, was that it?
No.
During
That
the
was
war.
During the war, But we see it, just about every day. Grandpa really was watching and helped me. I was very lonely. I was very lonely. You don't talk English. You're just looking for your own people to talk and look for comfort, and so, because those people, which one you work with for them, they're just German talking.
So how did you have a wedding? I mean, did you have a wedding in
No,
church?
just after, when this was war over, we was just, how you call, civil.
First, like here, you go to the court. You now have to be married in a church.
Right, the civil court, right.
Civil, yeah.
Like a judge.
So
Yeah.
that's the way it was. And after the war, we have the weddings. We had the Polish people. I have a Polish band. There was, I think, 4 guys was playing all kind of instruments. Playing accordion, on saxophone, on violin, and stuff like that. So we have a good band on a lot. Quite a few Americans come and drink a free beer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we supposed to have some picture of the American on, I don't know what happened. Well, you transfer, you go so many change,
I never forget when they came, this American, we was very happy the war is over. I was there when it was noontime, I was milking cow. And this one American soldier came and talked in Polish. He was from Chicago. And he said, I do this work home and I know how. He said, I'm wondering if I still remember. He said like that. He had a helmet and he put it down and he sat down on the helmet because I have my stool.
Right.
And he just go head to town milking. He said and so, and visit was nice fella too, and he was not married yet, He said, how many...
He tried stealing that man, Grandma.
Oh yeah, he was.
We're running out of time on the tape, so we're
Okay,
going to have to
you
cut
just
this
shut it
one.
off, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank to God, the war is over, and we in free country, and our children have a freedom and the best.
Yeah.
I was learning French too.
we're gonna have to stop filming at this time because we're running out of videotape. We're gonna try to continue doing some more filming at a later date when we have some more time. There's just a few more things that I'd like to have on the tape. Hopefully we'll do this in the near future. In 1997. It's 3 days after the first tape that we did, and we're just gonna finish it up here. Grandpa wants to talk some about his horses that he had when he was in the cavalry, and he also wants to talk some about some of his hunting experiences and some of the mounts that he has hanging up downstairs.
Red lights? Oh yeah, that is okay. Well, that's the main army story. I went, first I was a recruit. I was called to tank punk cavalry, shooting cavalry. And then we went to the maneuver. We went far, far away to close to Russian border with a maneuver. And then, well, the officers read the books of what we did, what we gonna do. And then he read Walter Kubis, his leadership, resigned to Warsaw to military school. And so I was feeling really bad because, well, after a year when you ended a maneuver, well, you old soldier. And then go to Warsaw. I didn't know where the Warsaw was. I didn't know. I just not want to go. I spent it 2 or 3 days not want to go. Finally, my brother and the friends told me, what the heck, what are you doing? And so you're gonna get court-martial. Oh, now, well, finally I decided I better go. So I went to Warsaw, to the officer's school, and that was so tough. I not want to live anymore. I planned to jump off the third floor down on the street, and I was just really bad. Somebody hold me behind. So after that, well, I went in a local small hospital because, well, I taken too hard this everything. And then, well, I come to that point, so the officers talk to me, and I see them move their lips, but I couldn't understand him. See, and then, well, finally they get me to the local hospital. And then finally I come into it. I spent about 2 or 3 weeks. I spent it in that, and I come into it, and then I started work hard. It was a really hard job. And that's where they gave me the first, when I come, they gave me the first, this kind of horse. His name was, oh, no, I forgot it. Doggone, this one was Signet, and this one was, doggone, I forgot the name, Paradox. This one was Paradox, and they gave me the first one. Well, after this one, some other officers took it. Of course, they're taking picture of me. They're taking test. How are I going to fit to that horse or so far. You can see how the standard man, his leg, front legs, on nose to nose. That's the way that making test with a horse. See, so I done it. Well, they really like me. And then after a year or so, or 2 years, they gave me this kind of horse. His name was Signet. And he was kind of mean. Nobody can ride exercise on him except me. If I go someplace for a walk, and I talk to some my friend, I says, take a man Signet or give them exercise. And they come and jump on the right shoe. And then, well, then I never went very far. They holler after me, the friends holler after me, Scooby, 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 come on back. Signet running loose. And so I have to come back, and I call him, Signet, coming over here. And so he's coming to me, I take him, and I sit down and give him exercise because they have to have it every day, exercise. And it's a funny thing which way you do in a cavalry be with a horse. You know, that tells you change the leg, change the left, change the right. You know, now, what you guys be doing after that, what you know, how they change. After a while, I'm going to show you how they change, you know. So, well, I forgot it a little bit last time, which way I done it with, when I ran from the communist. And I walked through the forest, and I was just going to find a road. I just opened a tree. I see they open a tree, so I walk, and I find out there was some Polish bunch of people, Russian making camp for the civilian. And they was working for the Russian, cut the timber, too. There was men or women all together in a camp. And so I find out that, and I stop over there, I knock into the window, and let me in. And so they told me, oh my God, it's you're really cold, and this and that, and they make something to warm up for me, you know, some soup or something. And then they still told me, oh, still stay. I just having like a punch on the butt. You know, I have to move. They just bothered me. But after 10 minutes or so, I went to the forest, and I went next day, I went to the people and asked, what was it? If I stay another 10 minutes or so, the Inca that could have got me. They come on the horses, 3 guys. That could have got me. I just move on time. It just something tells me over here, so I better move. I did move to the forest. On next day I come in and I want to find out, and I ask him. So, that's the way it was. I'll tell you what's right. They're not having bacon. They're not having anything. Just the potatoes, water, and the rye flour. That's all. On the burning flour on the pan. You know, and well, when the potatoes was cooked already, so they dump it to the potatoes like a gravy, and stir around, and that's the way you eat potato soup every day. And we get maybe that much bread get per person, rye bread, how much you can eat that, how much you can feel yourself. And I'll tell you, that was really bad story. That was worst. I don't know how I done it. Of course, I was learning in the army school, you know, and in a military school. It was military school, not the army. And so I learned a lot of things. How to cover yourself, how to not give the secret, or this and that, you know. I learned a lot. Well, you have a map. Now, you're on the Balkan country. You know where you go. And well, I look on the map, I studied that. And I was so tired when I walk on a road, some highway. And then I finally borrowed the bike, which way I said before, you know, and then it was much easier to ride on the highway on the bike, but I watch it or some vehicle not come behind me. And well, I was so tired. My bike just go like that, you know. And then I went in a young forest. I having some rope with me. I carry rope with me all the time, some for case, you know. And then I tighten the young trees like that together on the rope, and I take a nap. I was really tired. I couldn't go any farther. And then so I take a nap, and I really snore. And I put the bike way farther in the forest, so in case a vehicle goes, so we're not shining. And then I haven't dreamed. The Russians circle me around already. Oh, I wake up, I look around, and gee, why they circle me around already? There was nobody there. There was nobody. But my knee, my elbow, my hand was 1/4 or maybe more froze already. So who gave me the drink? Must be some about me. And then when I get up, I make it with my knee on with the elbow on my knee. I trample like that on so I get the blood move around. Otherwise, well, I'd be stayed forever over there. If I not having a dream. Only the dream wake me up. See, because I was scared. The Russians surrounded me around. And then, well, I look around, there's nobody there. So I really started work. My elbow, my legs, my knee. And so I come to life, and I went easy with the bike on the highway again. I have to head it west towards to Riga. And so that's what I did. But crossing over there, crossing under the bridge, there was Job. There was two huge Russian rivers, one Yaugava, another one Daugava, coming to Dvina. Dvina is connected with the Baltic Sea. See, and there was, like I said before, there was at least 4 bridges. There was pontoon walking for people, walking bridge cross, and then was horses walking a bridge. There was railroad bridge, and so there was at least 4 bridges, you know. And well, I crossed it because I want to go on the south. I was on the north side. There was. I was on the a little later. Well, we get find some friends, Latvian friends, you know. And we went on the Balkan Sea. And well, which way we listened to the news, they said, in German language, that says, who is on the ocean, on the Baltic Sea, they better move out. Otherwise, because the German snorkeling is all over. So we did move. We did move on the south. And then, well, everybody go on way. You can't go in a bunch because they will get you. You know, so everybody go on own way where you figure to go, you know. I go man way. I have a map, and then I have the Balkan country map, and then I taken south. When I go, I was really weak. I was sit down and go again, and sit down and go again, and finally I found that people which way I talk before, you know, that give me eat something or drink, or of course you know some water. They have a good water because every farmer over there they have an own water well, so there was pretty good water. All right, I'm through.
Do you want to show us how you do the commands for the horse?
Huh?
How do you do the commands for the horse?
Met a guy about the horse.
Yeah, how do you do left, right?
Oh, I see. Well, I'm gonna show you. I not have to show you on the camera.
Go ahead, show us on the camera.
All right. Well, okay. See, that tells you we have a for training horses too. When that tells you change the leg, change the left, you do like that. See, the horses, you go like that. And change the leg. All right, you change like that. See, and go the other way, you know. Oh, now, and that's the way they tell you. It's not so easy to do that. When you sit on a horse, you okay?
Yep. Just moving it back a little.
When you sit on a horse, you have to give him with your hind end, which way you sitting, bounce him twice. So he changed the leg, right or left. See, you have to give him twice, bounce on the saddle. Mm-hmm. See, only he changed the leg. He go forward. So that's not so easy. That's a really hard job to do that. But I was like it. When I was young, I was relation having the horses. When I was with the horses all the time, so I like the horses.
Yeah.
So, well, that's the end of the story. Okay. Somebody shot a bigger deer, bigger buck, and then started to argue. He said he showed first, and then he started arguing. So I said, all right, you go ahead and have it. I'm gonna get me another one. That's what I get. I got this one. See, so is making in Great Falls that so that look like a nature, be the forehead and stuff like that. It costs quite a bit money, but well, I not care. All right, we go. Can you take it? It's a big story. We went hunting with Hetner. You know Hetner. You know. And well, I see the buck was laid down, big buck, laid down on a slope like that. Well, I shot it. Oh, and well, I missed him quite a bit. I not killed right away. He went a little bit over the hill to the coulee and I shot it. And then, well, the Hetner kid started crying. He said, oh, I saw that buck. I saw first that buck. Oh, that's my buck. And they're crying. And I says, go ahead and have it. I'm going to get me another one. That's why I got it. I like it because it's a young ones, you know, good meat. It's a 2-pointer. That's why I like it, you know. And so, Auntie Susan she taken to Great Falls when she was working in Great Falls. Or some guy making everything on there's a walnut wood over there, if you want to know. Already there's a still bolted in over here on this side.
Grandpa, tell the camera the story because they haven't heard it yet.
Huh?
Tell the story again because we don't have it on camera.
All right. Well, this one the same way. We were hunting with a man Ford. We hunting. We went on that F-Bridge Road, but we not go down. We Hetner he drive man Ford, and then so he drive on top, and I went down to the coulee. See, and then I went to the big ditch, and I see the track, big hoofs. I saw that. And so I walk, follow the ditch, and on the end, touch the river, there was kind of a little reservoir. It was big sagebushes, about like that. Oh, I figured I'm not going to be anything over here, so I put it, a man rifle on the shoulder. I put it like that, and I try to walk around and go to the pickup, you know. But see, at the same time, when I started about walking halfway, boom, like that. So I don't know how I take the rifle off of my shoulder. It's quite, there was bolt action. And then, so I shot it. That's the way I shot it. There's a bullet right there. We can see after, you know. There's a bullet right there.
Right in the horn.
Big white tail, big white tail. And then, well, shook him up because I shot at him in the horn, you know. And then after, he still ran away, so I take the sight like that, and I busted 3 ribs. I shot 3 ribs, and then finally he fell down. And I come into it, and I give another shot in the head, you know, so I be not suffer, you know. And so you see that, Bobby, if you want to show to him, quit taking that picture.
Here, go ahead. Here. The back of the horn there, when it was running away.
See, if I shot it cross, well, they'd be shot off the horn. But shot it this way, see, so it's not breaking off.
Yeah, like that. Yep. All right, well, this is the end of our little video session. I wish I could have got more of Grandma on there, but Grandma didn't want to be on the camera.
No, I don't like it. And so I wish you the best in school and everything. Good health. Be good kid. Don't forget it, your homework. Don't forget it, going to church on Sunday. When you're too tired, you know, after church you can take a nap.
You shouldn't have had very much fun with the fishing, neither.
No.
Yeah, next time.
But.
And so God bless America. That's enough.
Girl. All right. Well, the date for this was August 27th, 1997. The first recording date was, I believe, August 24th, 1997.